Good day and welcome to this very special occasion. It's our very first live transmission from our studios here in Windhoek. I want to emphasize the fact that it is a live transmission because everything that you see and experience will be real time. Even if you watch this recording afterwards on YouTube, where it will be available, then you have to remember that we have not worked on the footage. It is what you see is how it was recorded initially. So welcome. We are thankful for everybody who's tuned in, and the purpose of this transmission is to introduce you to MB57. That is the short for Mobile Broadcasting 57, and the idea is to introduce you to the services that we can provide. And we want to focus on two areas. The one is for communication, we call it corporate communication, and the other one is for academic purposes or teaching. So please walk with me. I've brought along a bit of information, just a small lecture if you want to be able to show you all the different things that we can do. To start off, my name is Stefan Simon from Mobile 57, and you can see my name and my cell phone number there on the screen and my email address. So what I also want to ask you and invite you to do is that during this transmission you are welcome to even WhatsApp me. That's one of the features that we have, is that you can communicate with me, the lecturer or the teacher, if you want to. And so if you have anything that you want to ask, or if you want to just say something, you are welcome to send me a WhatsApp. Those of you that are tuned in, you will actually have my WhatsApp number. I sent you the invite just now, so you can just WhatsApp back and we will answer you. I have Louis with me in the studio, and he will take care of the answering service. So I'm going to deviate a little bit from the topic of MB57 and just switch over to a topic that we include in what I call self-development. A very small topic, just something to tickle you, so I want to keep you interested. And the topic is about mindset, conditioning and behavior, the relationship that we have there. Now, some of you that are watching now at the moment might have attended one or two of my lessons somewhere in the past, and it might be familiar information, but just refresh a little bit. So the topic I want to use, I'm going to use my board here in front of me now. It is almost like a whiteboard in a classroom, with the difference that this is right in front of me. So when you make use of our services, you will have this, and the teacher sits here, and you can actually explain anything that you want to on this board. So if we talk about this topic that I have introduced to you, I'm going to just have the three words here regarding mindset, conditioning and behavior. Now, in general, we are very concerned with what we get from life, and that is, another word for that will be behavior. That will be the smart word that we use for get. The word get is behavior, and we are very concerned and very busy to sort of talk about and try to understand why are we getting what we are getting from life. And the clever people tell us that you get something because you do something. Okay, now that sounds quite simple and quite logic, but just bear with me, because the do and the get is not the primary sort of drivers here. The primary driver is what I just use a short word C. You can also use hear or input or whatever you want to call it, but a C refers to what I'm aware of in the world around me. So I look at life, I experience life, and then from what I see or experience, I do, and then there's something that I get from that. Now, there's one big thing, or one important thing that I've left out here. Those of you that have been in my lessons, you will remember we call this my so-called mindset. You can use all kinds of names here, but let us bear with mindset for the moment. So what we are saying is, this serves like a filter. Okay? You see something in life, you experience something, and the information that comes into your mind goes through a filter, which is your mindset. And according to the information that is in your mindset, that will drive your actions, what you do, and then there's a certain result coming from that. Now, in very simple terms, if you want to change the outcome, the place to change will be in your mindset, not the doing. The doing is driven by the mindset, and it's also not the input. So I'm not going into this in depth now. I want to show you a picture and to try to illustrate what I've just said. So look at the picture that you see on the screen now, and okay, you are not sitting in a classroom in front of me, so you can't talk to me, but have a good look and see try to identify what you're seeing on the picture there. I'll give you a minute or two, or a moment or two to have a look at it. Now, I'm quite certain, I'm actually very certain that what you see there is a couple, a man and a woman, that is in an intimate position with each other. Now, if that is what you see, then I have bad news for you, because then you actually have a bit of a corrupt mind. If you will switch over to the next slide, please, Louis. And there you can read it. I'm going to tell you, research has shown that young children, when they look at this picture, they only see 9 dolphins. Now, that is almost impossible, you will tell me. But if you look closely, I don't know, Louis, if you can show with your mouse there, the first 3 are there at the top, at the heads of the 2 people. There you will see the first 3 dolphins. And then when you start to count, you will find that there are 9 dolphins. The dolphins are the dark areas on the white. Okay, I hope you can see it. If you can't see it, then your mind is really corrupt. So you have to have a very, very close look to see the 9 dolphins. The point I want to make here is that you don't see with your eyes. Now listen carefully. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your mindset. You can only see what your filter allows you to see. Now, if you force yourself to see something different, then of course you can see it. But can you now just see the implication of this? If you see the couple that are intimate, then that takes your mind into a certain direction, and that will determine whatever you will do after this information, and that will determine what you will get from it. That will give you the results. While if you see the 9 dolphins, you will not even closely think about intimacy or anything like that. You will see 9 dolphins, which is something completely different. Right. Point I want to make is that I wanted to make here actually was to show you all the different modes of input that we have, that we can help if you would come for a recording here at MB57. I have the whiteboard in front of me, so I have written on this, and I can change what I have written here, and at any point we can play in any information from a computer, from a slideshow, or even a pre-recording, or anything like that. So you can support your lesson if you are teaching, or if you are a communicator, you want to talk to your people in different branches all over the country. You can play in any pre-recorded material. So, but the point is, the little psychology lesson is still a very true lesson. And if I may make that jump, up to now, I come from a generation where before computers, and now we have all this technology available. So I'm showing you all this, so maybe you can change the way you think, your mindset about the way that you do your business, whether you are in teaching or whether you are in a big corporate, because this might change your life. In our country, Namibia, our towns are far apart, and our students and our branches are far apart. But now you are able to sit in Windhoek here in our studio, and you can talk to your students or your colleagues all over the country. So we also do sport transmissions, but that is not here for today. The two areas then are for conducting lessons and for communication with your workers or people at branches all over the country. I just want to check if I have here, if this is a WhatsApp from one of you. Louis, maybe you must have a look here. No, it is not. But if you wanted to talk to me, then we can answer you. So try to imagine this. You're busy giving a lesson, whatever the lesson might be, like what I've explained to you, and somebody is a little bit unsure about something, and he can WhatsApp in and ask a question, and the question can then be discussed with the whole group. Within this context, we have some added value, because you can now tell me what we are doing now, this live streaming. You can tell me that this is not really new to you. We actually spoke to a lady that recently did a master's degree and at the University of Botswana, and she explained to us that all the lessons that she received was done in this way via live streaming. But if you want to go the academic or the training route, and this is not only for academic institutions, remember all businesses rely on training from time to time. And if you need to set up a training platform, then we provide you with this service, this live teaching. But together with this, we develop for you a complete administrative platform from where you can manage your whole communication system with the people that you want to communicate with. And that is another software. You might be familiar with Moodle. Moodle is free on the internet. It's not something unique to us, but we tailor-make it for you so that it works for you. And then we stream these lessons into your Moodle application. You can also load up historical lessons that you might have, and it all stays available. Like this recording that we're doing now, it stays on our platform and it stays available. There's another WhatsApp. Maybe you want to have a look, Louis, please. Thank you. So the one is to create this administrative platform for you. There are a lot of features in this platform. You can trace your students or your colleagues that you want to talk to. You can have a record of exactly what the information that you've given them. You can also check who actually watched and how much time did they spend on this. So this platform does all of that and keeps the record, so that over a period of your academic year or how long your course might continue, you can actually have all these data to know why your student or your learner actually made it or failed it or whatever, because sometimes, as we know, people just ignore this. On the corporate communication side, what is very nice about this system is now you as a manager sitting in Windhoek or wherever, but let's take this as an example. You sit here in our studio, and in half an hour you can address all your workers all over the country. And remember that this stream is streamed to all devices, smartphones, tablets, computers, and even nowadays you get what they call a smart TV, and a smart television would be more correct, I suppose. But you can receive it on any of these. So your people, your audience that you want to target, wherever they are, with whatever application they have, you can talk directly to them. Think a little bit further. If you have a staff member in Upuvu, and today the signal is dead, or I just spoke to my son down in Rospina, today the signal is dead down there, the MTC signal. This information remains on this platform. So the moment the signal comes on, or the moment the participant becomes available, he or she can then actually tune in and look at the message. So the MD or the GM or the whoever from head office in Windhoek addresses all the people all over the country, all the branches, but some people are not available or the signal is not available. Nothing goes to waste. They can watch it when they are available or when they get to a signal. This is the next added value is a bit more special or specific for academic institutions, but I thought to mention it to you. If this service is a little bit too expensive to you to pay from your own money, you can always look at the possibility to get people to advertise on this stream, because this stream will belong to you. So what happens is somebody sponsors your transmissions, and we negotiate with that person or that company, and they give us their advertisement material, and we insert it, or we even put it in the background, or we play advertisements, pre-recorded advertisements that they have made available, and we can play it in. And in that way, you get the money for the transmission, they get the exposure, because remember, you have a dedicated audience. That is the nice part about this. That is what you sell to them. You say to them, listen guys, I have 3,000 students that are going to watch this in this month, and you can advertise your product. Something to think about. I think a big question will be, what's in it for you? That is always a question. What is in it for me? I'm not going to do the whole list. I'm not going into depth. You are very welcome to contact me and get more information. But just a quick rundown. I've mentioned it, that you, as a person who initiates the communication, you will be able to have accurate information of exactly who watched the recording, how long, when, everything. So you can monitor very closely the engagement from your participants. Apart from the recording what they do or don't do, you also have a complete record of all the activities that you have shared with them, especially if you use the Moodle administrative platform. If you have given a work assignment, or you have instructed them to watch a pre-recorded lesson that you've played in, whatever the case may be, this program keeps record of all the activities. So you have record of activities that you've done, plus when did who watch what, and putting that together, you have a very, very good profile of what your students did or did not do. And for any institution who wants this communication with their participants, their students or their workers, that is really very valuable information. We are only showing you a few things here regarding the technical ability. In short, what I'm saying is, with all the technology that we have, we can do many things for you in terms of pre-recorded materials that you can play in. We can even, if you want to stream some happening from somewhere else in the world, it is even possible to pick up the stream from there, to have a camera on site, pick up the stream and record it straight if you want to, live, or a recording, it doesn't matter. Point is, the sky is really the limit in terms of content and in terms of activities that we can share, that we can help you to share with your people. Within Namibia, a very practical consideration will be, or benefit then, is now you don't need to travel from Windhoek to all your different points of contact. You don't need to spend time on the road or spend time outside the office. You don't need to rent venues. Of course, you want face-to-face contact from time to time with your people. That I understand. But if you can now cut down like 40% or 60% of those activities, and you even know, if you come to Rundu, you have a contact session in Rundu, you don't get 100% attendance, you might get 40% or 50% attendance. With this system, you can actually push it up to 80 or 90% attendance, because you can see who attended the session. If they don't, you can follow them up with emails or other forms of messages, even a telephone call. What is also very important, that this whole network that we built for you is a private network. So it is you talking to your people. This is not open, although we stream via the internet. It is not an open platform. The one that we are using this afternoon now, this is open, but this is just for showing you. But once it is set up, it will be completely private for you and your company talking to your people. It will not be possible for people to watch from the outside. Right, then a very important part of this is all the content that is put onto your platform remains the property of the company. MB57, us, we only provide the technical platform for you. The cameras, the technical equipment, putting it onto the internet, streaming it for you and so on. But all the content remain yours. This means that you can do with your content what you want. And even if you, as I said earlier on, even if you get a sponsor to help to pay for the transmissions, it still remains your content. You decide what happens to it or what doesn't happen to it. Okay, I think the last thing I want to mention maybe is that although like this transmission is live, it is real time, so you can do a lot of things with that. Immediately when this lesson is finished or this communication is finished, it becomes available on the internet or on your platform. So you have the privilege or the opportunity to have a live stream. Then you can have the delayed situation, and then the other good thing about it is always individual with people. You can determine whether you want to see 10 people, 5 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. You determine it with some parameters that we built into the system for you. So I think that in a nutshell, and we look forward to talk to you again. We have spoken to most of you about this. Some of you that are looking now are not decision makers in your company. We know that. The reason why we have invited you, there are a lot of reasons, but one of it is to make sure that people all over the country can see it. Because the question always comes to us, what about the network availability, the internet availability there where people stay? Now that is a bit of a challenge, but that will, wherever you are now, we would love it if you can give us feedback please on how you experienced this short session that we had, especially technical. You can even comment on the content even if you want to, but we would like you to share with us, how was the streaming? How did you experience it? Was it clear? Did you struggle with the internet? Whatever the case may be. Please give us feedback. You have my name again there on the screen. And my cell phone number. You can use it for WhatsApp or SMS, or you can even call me, or you can send me an email to stefan@k7.com.na. Thank you very much for spending the time with us, and please contact us and let us see how we can help you. Thank you.